Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Jay Will. So today is a special sponsored video by SamUnlocks.net. You've heard me speak about this website plenty of times. I've gotten several phones unlocked to them. But today is special because I got a chance to sit down and talk to the owner and CEO of SamUnlocks.net. And we're going to get into that video right now. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We have a very special guest in the house today. It's your boy Jay Will. We have Sam from SamUnlocks.net, the CEO and owner of this website. We're going to have a special moment to talk to him today, and then we'll get into a special unlock video for the Nokia Lumia 830. So how are you doing? Everybody say hello to Sam.
Hey guys, this is Sam. Thanks for having me here, Jay. Really appreciate your time.
Good, man. I'm excited to have finally, you're actually my first official guest that I'm publishing to my channel, so this is a very nice deal. And I've obviously worked with you in the background on several phones for unlocking. Got the Samsung Galaxy Note, and I also got the Motorola E from you guys, the unlock, and also we're going to do the Nokia Lumia 830 today. But so happy to have you on board so people can see who we are and see who you are and hit your website. So let's get into this,
really
man. I'm super excited.
I'm excited to be here, so.
I am really excited because I love doing stuff like this. So we're just going to let you guys get to know Sam and about his business, and we're going to have some fun with this guy. So we have some questions that we came up with for Sam because Sam likes to answer questions. So what made you get started and start your company?
Well, Jay, I started about 2 years ago. So initially, since the beginning of time, I've always been just working with electronics, fixing, reselling, buying used, just to kind of make my pocket money on the side. And so about 2 years ago, by the way, I'm in med school, so I'm almost done. I got about a year to go. And I always wanted something, just a little bit of cash on the side that I wanted to spend rather than digging into my student loans and, putting my parents into debt. I wanted to just basically earn, but I also didn't want to work 9 to 5. I wanted to be my own boss and do something that I could do in my time. And my time is literally from the time I wake up to the time I sleep. And any moment I get, I would dedicate to just doing the cell phone unlocks. So overall, it's worked out great for me. I started with a friend. He gave me a little loan. And basically, over time, he gave me a little, I paid back, and that kind of started up. And initially, I had started up under another brand name, but it wasn't personalized to me, so I was like, you know what, I got to rename. And Sam Unlocks was pretty much started from there. And now we're about 2 years into it, and everything's been pretty much working as planned.
Well, well, that took care of that because I was going to ask how long you've been in the industry. But even though you've had your website for just 2 years, haven't you been in the industry a lot longer than that?
Yeah, I've been doing the unlocks and even cell phone repairs for probably about like the past 5-6 years.
Oh wow, yeah, you've got some history there. So 5 or 6 years is definitely a lot of experience. And when I do these promo videos, guys, just so you know, the people watching, this isn't scripted. This is all just us talking. And because you probably think, well, Jay Will, everybody gives you everything free. Well, those who are new to my channel might think that. But for those that are in the know, like Sam, we have to do this. We have to fund ourselves. So it's a pretty big deal to have the CEO of a company come and talk to me, Jay Will. And also, his products are pretty affordable. So we'll get into pricing and things like that in a little bit. But I want to move on to the next question here. I'm kind of going to jump around here because I think 5 years in the industry is more than enough experience. So, and Sam, pretty much when I went to his website, and I've had some offline interaction with Sam, his experience is about 5 to 6 years, but this guy is really knowledgeable, and he'll let you know if you have a phone and you bring it to him and it needs to be unlocked and you think it's going to work on Cricket or whoever, he'll make sure to get you the unlock that you need. But I don't think, Sam, you can speak for yourself here. How do you get customers like that and they say, hey, I have a phone from Verizon, will it work on T-Mobile? What do you say to that? How do you deal with that?
Well, the thing is, I have a lot of research into this. So when it comes, majority of the devices now, because I've had years worth of research into just trying to figure out which models are what. Just top of my mind, I could tell you that Verizon phones, like I could tell which ones are unlocked and which ones are needing the unlocks or which one needs setup and things like that. So there's been variations, and because working with customers all across the U.S., Canada, and even globally, I've had the opportunity to look into models because a lot of times I won't give the answer right away if I'm not sure about. I will definitely look into it, get a more detailed picture of what actually I'm dealing with before I give a definite answer to it. Because at the end of the day, my job is to provide a correct answer, not to put somebody in another loop that they already are in because somebody else told them something else. Like just yesterday, for example, I had a customer. He had a Galaxy Tab from Verizon, and he wanted to use it on T-Mobile. Now that tablet is completely capable of working on T-Mobile. However, despite going to the T-Mobile store, the employee telling him he can't use it, all he had to do was just give me a call, and we talked about it for about 15 minutes. I made some time in the evening and got his tablet set up. All he had to do was set up APN. It had the right bands for LTE and things like that. So there is a lot of time needed to educate consumers. I mean, it's the most difficult part is actually just the educating part because it's easy to find the wrong information, but very hard to find the correct information.
I would agree with you 100%.
And
So
that kind of,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sam.
So that kind of sets us back every time because you'd be surprised the number of times I get the same answer, the same question from the people, even though we've already answered it. Because they all have just basically got the wrong information, and getting the correct information out there has been one of the most difficult and the challenging part of doing the unlocks. Because it seems like no matter how much you share, it still doesn't get where you'd like to see it so that everybody knows about it. And
So it sounds like to a newbie, a person who knows nothing about unlocked phones. Let's just say there's a person coming from AT&T and they want to switch over to T-Mobile, but they don't want to sell their phone. They don't want to. They want to keep their device and they want to switch over to AT&T or excuse me to T-Mobile. You said something about APNs, now a lot of people I know what they are, but a lot of users don't know what those are. How can you get a person to understand that in layman's terms, like the easiest way possible? Have you had times where you sold a person an unlock, they hit you right back, and they said, "Hey, you sold me the wrong code or it's not working. What do you do? How do I take care of this?"
basically, well, the simplest way I always tell them is that you need to input the data setting. So you could already make calls and you could already do the texting. But in order to enable data services, you have to put in the carrier's settings, and those are usually located under the mobile network section. Now, this only needs to be done for Android phones and Windows phones. For iPhone, as long as the carrier officially sells the iPhone in their stores, all you got to do is pop in the SIM card and you're good to go because Apple pre-programs the settings into every iPhone. There's a carrier profile that's there already. So the settings are loaded the moment you put in the SIM card. But for Android, the only thing that usually works out of the box is the calling and texting. For the internet to work, you have to put in their specific carrier settings. For example, for T-Mobile is fast.tmobile.com. That's the most basic. And if you want your MMS working, if that's what you like to do, you like to use your MMS services, then you have to put in the settings for that as well. And the settings are available pretty much anywhere on the internet. You just got to Google the name of your device, for example, Samsung Note S4 MMS settings. And that will literally bring you up thousands of searches. And as long as you read the settings, just input them into your phone and everything will start working right away.
So for the end users out there, because you guys know that I'm all for the end user, which is a person who doesn't want to spend $1,000 on a phone, or they want to get the best bang for their buck. Sometimes you could get a phone from a different carrier. Let's say the Lumia 635. The AT&T version of that right now is like $69. Get that phone and get the unlock code, and you can use it on any GSM carrier. The T-Mobile version is still about $99. It's a steady price at about $99, but that's a very popular phone. And so the example being given is having the that being a Windows phone. I'm pretty sure, and I've experienced this, but I had to enter in the settings for the Windows phone, so that's a lot different. Can you talk about that with the Windows phone APNs, because this is a little bit more difficult than Android to me?
The Windows Phone, Jay, I haven't. I've only used the 7. I've never used any of the physically in hand. I've never handled the Windows 8 phone, so I can't comment on that because honestly, I don't know anything about it because I've never handled it. I've had the Windows Phone 7, and the carrier settings. One thing I found with the Windows 7 was the menu itself was a little confusing to navigate through. Besides that, the APN settings, usually the setup is always the same. So I'm starting with the name, APN, which is going to be the network setting for the network, and then you just follow down if there's a username and password, which most networks do not have. And then you just got to put in the MMS settings, like the proxy and things like that. So overall, the settings going to look the exact same for Windows Phone and Android phone. They're going to go in. They're going to have the same fields, but the only difficult part is usually finding where those APN settings are located. And
Gotcha.
like I said, most of the time they will be under mobile networks, and that's where you'll find it. And how to get to mobile networks varies by phone and model and manufacturer, of course.
Good, 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 good. So we're going to take a break for a second here, and we're going to take a look at the official unlocking of the Nokia Lumia 830. Stay tuned. All right, guys, it's time to get into the unlock portion and show you how this unlock works. Again, shout out to Sam Unlocks. We're going to go ahead and pop this off, get the battery out, and get out our AT&T SIM card. You see there, this is the AT&T phone. And here is a T-Mobile SIM card. So I'm going to pop it in. And it does require a nano SIM. And then we're going to give it a boot. And when we come back, we're going to be presented with a screen, more than likely, that says, hey, this is the wrong network. This is network locked. Enter the code or get out. So I'm going to let this boot, and we'll be right back. And here we are. And this screen will appear when you put in a SIM card, letting you know, hey, this is locked. Now this code that I'm going to enter, don't enter it into your phone because you'll mess your phone up. This code is specifically for this IMEI, and that's how unlock codes work. They're locked to a network, and each one has its own individual code. So I'm going to put in this code, and let's see if we can get some LTE for T-Mobile. You see there, code accepted. And let's turn off Wi-Fi. And let's see, and there is T-Mobile LTE. There it is. So again, shout out to Sam Unlocks for the unlocking service. You can definitely reach Sam Unlocks online. And remember, we'll get back to the conversation here. You can talk to Sam. All right, so I had to actually update the APN settings, which I have done. So now you can see that there's LTE at the top, and it says T-Mobile there instead of the way it was before. So now let's try that test again. I don't know how the speeds are going to be up here in my office, but it should be pretty good. So let's check it out. See if we can even get it to work. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it'll work. And speeds are okay. Oh, that's pretty good for up here in my office. Yeah, 10, 11, 12, whatever. I know that outside it'll be even better. So yeah, this is working on T-Mobile. Upload speeds are really good. So there you have it. That is the official unlock, sponsored by Sam Unlocks. And let's get back to the convo. All right, guys, welcome back. So you saw the official unlock from SamUnlocks.net from Sam. We have our special guest today for the Nokia Lumia 830. So I'm going to ask a couple more questions to Sam, and then we're going to cut this video, and we will see you in the next one. So let's get started with the next question. The next question we have here is, Sam, what is the future for SamUnlocks.net? What do you have planned?
Well, the plans is always to, well, as far as the plans go, there's not a whole lot, but number one thing always going to be is customer satisfaction, customer service, and we will always continue to provide the services, whatever becomes available and whatever gets discontinued. I just want to highlight one of the things is prices. I get asked a lot. The way with the pricing works is the market for unlocking, like with everything else in life, it fluctuates. So according to the market, we have to adjust the pricing as time goes on. And also, as the time goes on, there will be some service that will not be available anymore, while others will be available. So as far as the future goes, I will just continue doing what we do best right now, and that's providing customer service. 100% customer service satisfaction. That's always been one of my biggest things, is that you have to tend to your customer.
So do you think, now this is a side question, how do you feel about what's happening currently with all major carriers? Well, just the four, just T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint. If you didn't know, they're going to start unlocking customers' phones for free, but there's a lot of limitations behind that. There's a lot of fine print that customers don't know about, and it's not, I could help put it out there, but I'd be reading for hours in the fine print. How do you feel about that, and do you think that's going to affect people like yourself who own their own company who does unlocks? It's a very good living. How do you think that's going to affect you when that starts? It starts on February 11th. And I know that the world doesn't know this because they're coming to us, me and you, for their tech knowledge on YouTube.
Hmm.
But on February 11th, that does start, but there's so much fine print behind it that the customers might say, I don't want to do that. I would rather just pay. So, how does that
Yeah.
affect you in your company? How do you think that'll affect all these other companies out here who have unlocked businesses?
Jay, about that, I don't think honestly there's going to be any thing that we need to worry about in the next couple of years at least. I would say at least 5 years
Oh,
at
yeah.
minimum. Okay. And the other thing is with when it comes to technical things like such as unlocking, people rather than do the research and try to figure it out on their own, they're always going to go somewhere where they can just get the help that they need. Okay, because for some it's just, I mean, not for some, but for majority it's just not worth the time. The amount of time that we have spent into getting the answers that people need on the spot, it's unaccountable for. Like there's no way to, like, you could just sit there for hours and days and you might not still find the answer that you're looking for. So as far as the unlocking goes, and the other thing to highlight is we're not unlocking for the prime customers that are with the carriers. We're unlocking for second-hand owners and third-hand and onwards. So
Gotcha.
these are the people that are not originally purchasing phones from the carrier. They're getting it from second. They're getting passed down. And now the carriers have done it themselves. They have this rule where you must be the original owner.
Yep.
And that is where the second, third, and the used market is huge. It's a multi-billion-dollar market when it comes to used handsets. I mean, just look on eBay, you'll find millions of phones on sale.
Oh, yeah.
Now, every person buying those millions of phones is going to want to unlock them somehow, and they won't be able to go to the carrier because the carrier, they're not even willing to listen to them. So that's
Right.
why that's why the market for people like us will, I believe, will continue to thrive. But anything can change with time. But until then, we will continue doing what we do best.
I think you guys have a long way to go. The carriers have a long way to go before they can catch you guys because, like you just said, you're selling to people who bought the phone off Craigslist or eBay or whichever, and they don't want to waste the time trying to find. I need to go to this carrier. I think you guys are going to be around for a very a long time to come, probably more than 5 years because there's always a need, and right now the need is I need my phone unlocked. So
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
to come to you guys because the carriers, like you said, won't do it for free. And I think it's going to be a long history with unlocks. You guys are probably will be around for a very long time. I think that's great.
yeah. And
So
sorry, one more
go
thing
ahead,
I
yeah, go ahead.
wanted to say, Jay. One thing I would like to announce to all viewers is that whenever you're buying a phone on used market, the problem with used market buying phones is we cannot nobody can tell the future. Okay, so the biggest problem I see with a lot of customers is they'll buy a phone on Craigslist and it'll turn out to be blacklisted due to XYZ reasons. And the only tip I can give if you want to purchase a phone from a used market, I would say buy a phone that's at least a year at minimum old. The reason for that is because you know it'll be coming from a legitimate source. You know the person would have paid their bills, and they are only selling because they're upgrading. So in a
Gotcha.
way, you're preventing fraud because people aren't just buying phones on contracts or plans, and they're just selling it to you. So, and of course, at the end of the day, everybody's money is very well hard earned, and we want to make sure that money gets spent in the right way that it should be. So if you're in anybody's in the used market, they should definitely wait at a minimum a year, I would say, or buy a phone that's a year old because then it comes with a good chance that, or very good chance that it won't be blacklisted anytime soon or ever.
So speaking of blacklists, I actually it's weird that you brought that up because that was going to be another side point. Can blacklisted phones be unlocked? Because I've seen even on your website, I think I might or I don't know I might have seen it on the net. Some blacklisted phones can be unlocked. Is that true?
Yes, but the thing with the blacklisted phones is it's not that they can't be unlocked or not. That's not the issue. The blacklist is basically a server, database server. Now, I always tell this to everybody that the IMEI is like the fingerprint or the DNA of your phone, right? So once that IMEI is entered into this blacklist database, no carrier in US, including Canada, because they share it, okay? So it's not like you could take the phone to another country like that. So US and Canada right now share the database. So there's no way for you to get a blacklisted phone, unlock it, and use it in another network because blacklist and unlocking are two different things. They're not in any way connected to each other. Unlocking just allows your phone to access a different SIM card based network, while blacklist is something that's usually shared with a certain region of carriers, as they don't want people just not paying their bills and whatnot, and then still continue to enjoy service. So they're two completely separate things, and I think in the future, UK networks will join that as well. They do already have their own, but they will join in the sense that the North American or the US, Canada, and the UK carriers will start carrying or sharing the database so that any phone blacklisted in any of the markets will not be able to be used in another.
Wow, and that's a very interesting point because I think a lot of people don't know. We've all got hit with that phone at one point or another, where you tried to activate it and it said it kept searching for a signal on the SIM card, or
Yeah,
it
and
just won't do anything.
yeah, and on Android and usually on Android and Windows Phone, it will come up with an error as number sign 6 or pound 6 or pound 7. That usually is an indication of blacklist. However, you can always use websites like checkysm.com and things like that to verify. But again, I always say we cannot tell the future, and nobody can tell the future. So just because it's clean today doesn't mean it's going to be clean literally like 24 hours later, right?
Right,
So
right. And
that's why
so
you have that 1 year thing in place, and that's why.
and to piggyback on that, basically what he's saying is he can unlock the phone for you, but that doesn't mean that it won't hit the blacklist list, the database, for another 6 months. So you may be using it right, and then all of a sudden you lose signal and you find out it's blacklist. So I think he's got a great point. If you're going to buy pre-owned, make sure there's at least a year of time with that phone out on the market. That is a great. I've never actually thought about doing that, but I think that's fantastic.
Sorry, when I say 1 year old, I mean like the phone has been owned by an individual for 1 year, not on the market specifically. Because when we say on the market, somebody could take it as in like it's been released,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Yeah. So that just wanted to
Good
correct that.
clarification. That's right. You heard it best right here from Sam. Sam Unlocks. Sam has been our special guest today, so we're going to wrap up here. Sam, tell everybody where they can find you at Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus. Where can they reach you at? Your website is samunlocks.net, but where else can they find you?
Jay, they can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also on Google Plus. However, I'm a simple kind of guy. I really just, my number's on the website. If you have a question, just give me a text.
And what is
I
that
would
number,
just
Sam?
847-701-5125. It's just simple. I feel like it's sometimes overwhelming to keep up with all the social media. I have them in place because it's a must in today's world, but I just prefer a text or a call that's just much easier to deal with.
And I'll have that number right there on the bottom of your screen so you can hit Sam and text him. That is really nice. A lot of places they don't have like live 24-hour customer service. I'm pretty sure if you text Sam at 5 in the morning, he might be up because
Yeah,
he's a
oh
med
yeah.
student. he's
Yeah, well, at times I have to tell customers that, hey, I was sleeping.
Well, that's a
So,
good thing, man. I appreciate you joining me, Sam, giving me the opportunity to interview you today. I think a lot of customers, a lot of times think, oh, this is a scam, or Jay really doesn't know these people, or Jay didn't buy this code. Well, Jay didn't do this. Well, you know what? The fact is, Sam was nice enough to take time out of his day. So let's give Sam a hand. We'll shout in the
well, thank you,
comments.
Jay. I really appreciate this
Oh
time.
yeah,
It means the world to me to be here today. Thank you.
definitely, definitely. We'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. We got great stuff coming. More stuff with Sam is away because Sam's my friend now. So we're gonna bring you more videos. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.